Hello, how are you doing today? Great. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please take a seat. My name is Officer Rodriguez. Nice to meet you. And today I'll be conducting your citizenship interview. Before we begin, can you please tell me why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Okay. Do you know what an oath is? What is an oath? Perfect. Okay, we're going to begin your citizenship interview. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Okay. Can I see your permanent resident card, your passport, and your ID? Can you please just show them to me? Thank you. Okay, please answer yes or no to the following questions. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Do you now have or do you ever had inherited title or an order of nobility from any foreign country? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined into a mental institution? When was the last time that you filed your taxes? Okay. When you file your taxes, do you file your taxes yourself? Okay. And usually when you file your taxes, do you have to pay taxes or you receive a refund? Great. Do you owe any federal, state, or local taxes? Since you become a permanent resident, have you ever not filed your taxes? Okay. Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? Okay. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States? Have you ever been a member of or any way associated either directly or indirectly with the Communist Party? With any other totalitarian party? With a terrorist organization? Have you ever advocated either directly or indirectly the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or any way associated with the Nazi government of Germany? Were you ever involved in any way with genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hearing or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion? Were you ever a member of or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups: military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilant unit, a rebel group, a guerrilla group, a militia, insurgent organization? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following: prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay. Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, organization that uses weapons against any person or threaten to do so? Did you ever self-give or provide weapons to any person, or help another person self-give or provide weapons to any person? Okay. Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help or support an armed force or group? Do you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help or support people in combat? Have you ever committed, assisted, and committed or attempt to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? Have you ever been charged with committed, attempted to commit or assisted in committing a crime or offense? How about back in your country? Were you ever imprisoned back in your country? Did you ever committed a crime back in your country of origin? Okay. Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitate program? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, being placed in probation, or being paroled? Have you ever been in prison or jail? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substance, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or pay alimony? Have you ever made a misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Have you ever give any U.S. government official any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States, or to gain immigration benefit while in the United States? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered, removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you a male who lived in the United States between your 18th and 26th birthday? No? Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, now we're going to do the Civic Test. I'm going to ask you 10 questions and you need to answer correct 6 of them. Okay? Are you ready? What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? Okay? Name 2 national U.S. holidays. Who vetoes bills? Who makes federal laws? What are the 2 major political parties in the United States? What are 2 cabinet level positions? Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? Name 1 war fought by the United States in the 1900s. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress? Okay, you did good. Now we're going to do the writing and reading test. Can you please read the following sentence? Thank you. Now, can you please write the following sentence? The White House is in Washington, D.C. The White House is in Washington, D.C. The White House is in Washington, D.C. Okay, congratulations. You have approved also your writing and reading test. Now I'm going to ask you a little bit of personal questions. Tell me about yourself. What do you do for a living? Okay. Did you fill up the application by yourself? Do you have any information that we need to update on your application? What is your full legal name? Have you used a different name in the past? Would you like to change your name? Okay. What is your height and your weight? And what is the last four of your social security number? What is your current address? Can you please spell the name of the street for me? And how long have you been living at this address? Okay. Who lives at this address with you? Did you need to go to your biometric appointment? Okay. In what year you become a permanent resident? And how were you able to apply to become a permanent resident? Okay. Are either your parents U.S. citizens? Are you married? How many times have you been married? What is your spouse's name? Can you please spell your spouse's name for me? Okay. Were you married back in your country? Do you have any children? And how old are your children? And what are your children's names? Are any of your children U.S. citizens? Okay. Are all your children your biological children? Okay, this is really important. In the last 5 years, how many times have you traveled out of the United States? In any of these trips, were you more than 6 months out of the United States in a year? When was the last time that you traveled? Where did you travel to? And how many days was this trip for? What was the purpose of this trip? Who traveled with you? Okay. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? What is the Constitution? Can you please tell me the form of government of the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? What is an oath of allegiance? Okay. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combat services in the U.S. Armed Forces? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions? Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, can you please review all the information is correct? If everything is correct, can you sign and print your name? Everything is correct? Congratulations. I would recommend your interview as approved. You're one step closer to become a U.S. citizen. All you need is only the ceremony now.